Professor Peналуна, you are one of the top experts in the field of entrepreneurial education. Recently, you've received top recognition from the Queen of England. Can you please briefly describe your experience?
Yes, I wasn't expecting that. It was the education community in the UK that put me forward for that, to meet the Queen. So I was honoured by the Queen on her birthday and given a Queen's Award for Enterprise Promotion, which was at the Palace, at Buckingham Palace, which was a great day. But what's more important is that I was asked there because the teachers believe in the sort of things we are discussing, and the community of practice of people who understand entrepreneurship education were enthused, because if I am recognised in this way, it also supports their arguments. So it's very much a team kind of approach. So I look on this award not just for me, but for all of the people who are involved with enterprise education. The body I represent is, I'm now a fellow of Enterprise Educators UK, which is over 100 institutions, higher institutions, that work together to share enterprise education. If I wasn't part of that group, I would not have got the award.
Of course. Several times already have been here in Macedonia, and can you please tell me on what projects have you been working on here in our country?
Yes, I mean, it's great to be here because the enthusiasm of the people, the Ministry of Labour, the Ministry of Education for this is really helpful. So yes, we've worked with Business Liaison. How do education people work with businesses to help young people and older people become more employable? Where are the mixes and discussions that need to take place? So we've been working on projects about that. We've also been working on projects that look at teaching for innovation and entrepreneurship. This is an area that is developing very quickly. It is changing quite quickly. So we are pleased to work with you to share our experiences, but also to learn yours, to learn your situation. Things that may be different to us and different to you are important for us to understand. Nothing is ever the same in every country. So that project was about the teaching. Of course, latterly now we're looking at that in a much bigger way. We're now looking at the entire curriculum and having a strategic approach to teaching across primary schools through to secondary schools is absolutely important. All the countries in Europe are saying this. Macedonia is doing it.
Generally, how do you evaluate the Macedonian entrepreneurial education, and where does Macedonia stand compared to the other countries?
Okay, there's a lot of work going on around the world. I've worked in Egypt, I've worked in Australia, last weekend I was working in America. And what you find is there's pockets, there's areas that are really good, there's areas that are developing, but there's very little unified, there's very little connected. Macedonia has now got that connection. You've always had a good approach to enterprise and entrepreneurship. Now you have a very streamlined approach that includes innovation. It was mentioned here earlier that America is ahead of Europe in some ways. Actually, I disagree on some aspects with that. For example, Americans assume innovation, it's in their culture. In Europe, it is less natural to accept innovation. What we've therefore got actually is a better understanding of innovation now. Because we've had to learn about something, we've actually got a better understanding. I think this was going to give us a better education system, and Macedonia is definitely leading in that field.
And for the end, can you have some advice for the Macedonian professors and maybe for the political structures that are in the field of the education?
Well, as I said, it's a period of change, and the only thing we can be absolutely confident about is that things will change. So we need to have open ears, we need to listen to other people, to other discussions, and to keep the dialogue going. If we were to stop now and think we'd finished, that would not be the case. As any innovator, any entrepreneur knows, tomorrow is a new day, something new may come along. We need to be vigilant, we need to be constantly listening and learning so that we can bring that learning back into Macedonia.